Does Eddie and Alex have a sense of humor?
No.
They don't, do they?
Well, they laugh at some other shit.
Like weird shit that no one else would laugh at?
We used to laugh a lot. We had the greatest time for 9 years. You know, the last year in that band got so ugly. But it was because of a new manager came in and manipulated. He was seeing Ed now, hey, why are you letting this guy run the band, man? You know, like, I'm telling you, it was my band. I mean, every decision made, it was me. You know, they'd say, well, what do you want to do? I'd say, well, we should probably go out in September. You know, summer's over, and let's, go out. You know, when all the summer traffic's gone. And say, yeah, good idea. You know, me and the manager. They just went along with everything. Then all of a sudden, this new guy comes in and starts needling Eddie. Hey, man, this is your band. Why are you letting this guy? Because I didn't like the new manager, right? So he, he poisoned the band, broke us up. We would still be together. I'm telling you.
What kind of stuff was it that
great.
Eddie would be mad about? Like if you guys were successful, what could he possibly get annoyed?
There was a lot of money at stake.
Yeah, and you're doing well.
God.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what was going on in Eddie's brain, but and his brother is, they stick together. Al and I were closer towards when the blood was bad. Al and I would still get along, kind of, but then Ed would come in. The quote was from the manager, Eddie wants his band back. And I'm going, okay. I mean, it had been a long time. Dave ran the band, straight up. I found that out after I got in the band, that Dave ran that band, and then I ran that band. And then when I left, it's like under the brothers' guidance, it's kind of like, it's kind of went all over the place, you know what I mean? Up and down, here and there, things ain't, they don't do much, you know what I mean? Like, new album? No, it hasn't been. Wait, no, this is the greatest hits record. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, this was old material. It's like, you guys haven't put a new album out since Gary Sharon, really.
And you knew that your tequila company was doing so well.
Yeah, it was, and they hated me for it. But
they had a problem with you.
why?
They had a problem with you ever, like, talking about it on stage or something. Did you wear like a shirt or you got
so
the
I got
tattoo?
the tattoo, yeah.
So you could show
they
that?
They said I couldn't wear shirts with my
They
Cabo
told you
logo.
you couldn't wear a shirt?
Yeah,
That's
it was in our contract.
Who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
So then you got a tattoo.
No, it was child stuff.
And you had
so
a
I got
short sleeve shirt
So,
on.
then, so you said,
Big
yeah,
screen.
well, I'm going to put a nice
screen.
tattoo on my arm?
If you notice, in most of Van Halen shots, I was always looking to my right. It's like, no.
Where you at with David Lee Roth? And the reason I ask...
Nowhere. I've never been friends with Dave. I never even knew him. I went on tour. Him and I went to tour together, and we did huge business, but we never spoke. It would be like, he's a weird guy.
He's a strange guy. I do ask for this reason. You've been on our show over the years many times, and we've had David Lee Roth the last few years. I just feel like you guys would actually really get along.
No. We have nothing in common except being lead singer in Van Halen.
That's a big thing to have in common.
It's a big thing to have in common.
But I could see you guys having drinks.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Can't you see that?
Yes.
If maybe you weren't both involved with the whole Van Halen thing.
Well,
yeah,
I'm fine with it. I tried on the
because he likes to have a good time too, man.
He does.
Yeah, you both talk about anything. You both pretty good sense of humor.
Not around me, don't.
No.
Well, because he knows you took his spot, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You take that out of the equation, is what I'm saying, and you guys just met on the street somewhere, and you weren't Sammy Hagar, he wasn't David Lee Roth. I just feel like you guys really would get along.
I tried. Kid Rock and I in Detroit on the second night of the Sam and Dave tour, right?
Yeah.
Kid Rock and I sat in a room with Dave. Well, Kid Rock got to me and said, why aren't you guys doing something together? I said, because Dave won't do it. I said, I'll come out and sing, one of your songs. I'll play guitar, and You Really Got Me, whatever. You come out and sing Finish What You Started. He can't sing my register, but you could sing, if you want to see other guys, he could sing in that register, right? It'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
And, yeah, sure, yeah. Then once we got the deal together, he wouldn't do it. So Kid Rock comes and says, man, this is bullshit. He's in there with Dave. The guy comes and gets me. Hey, man, Kid Rock wants you to come over right now. He's got Dave. He says he's got it all worked out. I go in the room. Dave's smoking a friggin' a filter. The cigarette's gone, man. He's sitting there puffing on a filter, man. It was whacked out, and I'm going, yeah. And he's, yeah, hey, all this, the way he is, it's like kind of showboating. I'm thinking, you don't have to do all that, it just be you and Kid Rock. We can be, have a good time right here,
Yeah.
Next day, Dave, you want to do a show tonight? Dave's not here.
Oh no.
Dave, I got some tequila. Dave's not here. Swear to God, wouldn't talk.
Nothing.
Nothing. So I dogged him. I came and I did an interview, and I dogged him, and in the interview, and then things blew up, and they had to keep us apart. And when he was on stage, I had to be out of the building, and then when I was on stage, he had to be out of the building.
Out of the
wow.
Wait, out of the building, not just.
all kinds of stupid.
But you guys
shit.
knew you weren't going to interfere with each other's performance.
I
Was that
wasn't
just-
even worried about
Yeah.
anything. It's like, it's all his trip. His big show. He had 5 bodyguards with him. 5 big football players in his bus with him.
Okay. All right, so maybe I should take that back. Maybe you guys wouldn't get along.
And that's
Dave's his run in Van Halen, I can tell you straight up right now, the early Van Halen stuff is killing. I was as big a fan as anybody, but where he's taking it today, I'm sorry, I have no respect for the way the guy sings. He's in shape, does a pretty good performance. If you like that kind of vaudeville kind of dance and stuff he's doing out there now, but to me, it's like you got to.
You think it's vaudeville, like different, like not?
But he was always kind of like that, Dave.
Yeah, it's
He was a
quirkier
showman,
now.
but
Though when you're
he had the
60,
sword
it ain't the same when you're 60. But my point being is that I'm saying if I would have sang like that in Van Halen, that off key and that like screwy with the melody and stuff, the brothers would have crucified me.
So what would you say if you saw a chick took her top off? Like, what?
I'd say nice tits or something,
Right.
Sure.
or like, hey, go to the side over there. The guy's gonna let you.
Does that ever work? That works.
Oh fuck yes.
That's
It's
amazing.
different now. Like, I guess back in the day,
No,
like,
I'm talking about back my first marriage when I was a bad guy. But
right.
Yeah.
But they like girls would have to blow to roadies to get to the band.
Well,
That's-
they weren't supposed to. That the roadie wasn't supposed to make that happen.
Right, but then they would like,
Yeah, they did it. Yeah, and
That
you,
is
you
true.
would know though when the chicks come back, wiping her face off, trying to plant a big kiss, and they say, "Hey, go kiss Mikey." We didn't commingle, in the rock and roll days. In Montrose, we commingle, the whole band. We'd have chicks. We'd all be in some room. We'd be all fucking each other and everything, But in Van Halen, we never did that. It was always, I had my little harem going. Somebody had theirs, and we kind of had our own separate little booths underneath the stage. That so
this would happen during the show.
my guy, yeah.
You could bring a girl underneath the stage
Yeah.
during a show, like
Couple
Eddie
of
Solo
them. Yeah.
or Alex
couple
Solo,
of them?
and you'd be getting
You get
blown or
blown
whatever.
during a show?
Yeah. That's
And
awesome.
you're all
God, that
sweaty,
is-
and they didn't care.
No, bottle of water. But
Great life.
but see, I had my crew guy that went and got my people. So I'd say, hey, so it wasn't like there was just a bunch of roadies doing that. I had my guy that took care of business for me. I only played guitar in about 3 songs, and I had a guitar tech, so he didn't have much to do.
What song was Sammy time under the stage?
Eddie's guitar solo,
Just a
He
nice little
and the
eruption
drum
or
solo.
something?
He did it. He did all of them. He did Cathedral Eruption.
Sure.
That little long version of.
So when you saw that on the playlist, you started getting a little
Oh, I
excited.
knew
like,
right
it's
where
time
it was.
for Sammy.
No,
It's Sammy
everybody
time.
knew. No, it was all set. Everybody
Nice.
knew.
Was there
I
ever-
mean, I didn't do it every single night, but we did it.